Hi and welcome back to our Okinawan Kempo YouTube channel, showcasing some techniques of Kiyojute Ryu. We're in the midst of a series looking at how the 10 principles of Kiyojute Ryu would express themselves against some very standard attacks. And for this series, that's been roundhouse punch and a lunge punch and a front kick. Now, when we talk about Bukiho Kempo Bugei, we do not train weapons to enter into tournaments. We don't train weapons where we flippy dippy them around and toss them in the air and such things. We train weapons with the idea being the universe is full of this. It might be a ruler, an umbrella, a cane, a 3-hole punch, a crowbar, and so forth. I want to learn how to manipulate something that is rigid and this long. And that's true of all our weapons. We have the long staff, we have flexible weapons like nunchaku, which could correlate to ropes, belts, scarves. The idea is just to get familiar with the martial possibilities of everyday items that would be out in your regular environment. Now I would encourage you to look back at our earlier videos. We have a couple looking at weapons, which really focuses on the obvious things you would do with weapons. When you think about something like a roundhouse punch, all I need to do is block that thing. Even if I catch his knuckles, even if I catch a little high toward his elbow, this has the potential to break and to crack bone, and certainly we could go from there into other things. You know, beating them with a stick is pretty obvious. What we're going to look at tonight is some of the grappling possibilities of the weapon. In Kiyojute Ryu, that's considered an advanced skill. The merit in the weapon is its strength and its length. You see Master Brandon's arms here. This is good for me, right? And in a situation where it was a much larger attacker, in a situation where there were multiple attackers, the weapon has the potential to be a great equalizer. Now, always consult the laws of your state about what is allowed in self-defense. That varies from place to place, but from a purely martial stance, hitting them with a stick, always a good thing. We won't do lengthy striking sets. If he threw the lunge punch, I could catch him on the arm in the same way, catch him in the kneecap, catch him in the back of the neck. That's quick, that's easy. One of my favorites is against the front kick, just move and hit the shin, and his day is pretty much ruined. So again, hitting with the stick, pretty obvious. Now to level it up a little bit, if I wanted to grapple and control him, he throws that roundhouse punch, maybe I block and strike into his ribs just as a distracting blow. I can then come over his arm and lock him in sort of an udegatame. Now, obviously, it would be very easy to move back into striking at this point, to circle the weapon into his face, but I've got a good lock here. And again, it's very unforgiving against that. So I sort of fade back, hit, come up, and lock him down. And there's the potential there for the strike if you want it. Thinking about the lunge punch, he comes at me with that lunging technique. I could move and maybe strike down to his knee, and then this is just super simple, pressing the back of the stick into his hand and performing a kotegaeshi. Very, very easy, but that grinding of the weapon against those metacarpals really intensifies the movement. Again, dodging with the strike, moving in, and kotegaeshi to take him down with the pressure there. Against the front kick, I demonstrated a single leg lock where you do a really insidious catch and choke around the person's ankle, which I will not do to Brandon this evening. Feel free to check that out in the other video. But against that front kick, I could move and do my favorite thing, which is going to hurt real bad. I can then hop and take the weapon around his neck. What I've got there is basically a kata juji shime, but with the stick against his back. From there I could choke him, or I could use it as an entrance into something to cast him away and throw him down. Thanks. Kiyojute Ryu is a sogo bujutsu. We do it all. We grapple. We throw low kicks and hit high kicks. We leap and we fly. We have the full range of Okinawan striking. We have animal technique, as expressed in the Chinese martial arts. We have the internal art of Taikyoku Chugoku Kempo, which is our Tai Chi. Part of the completeness of the system is that for the most extreme of cases, we learn how to manipulate martial tools to level the playing field in a very, very dangerous, unfair fight where the attacker is very physically superior or where there are multiple attackers. We hope you will like and subscribe. Ring the bell to where you know when new videos come out. Above all, we would ask you to talk to us. Visit our website. There's information there about how to get in touch with me. We'd love to hear what you think, what you like, what you don't, as we plan our next series. Thanks.